Good night, good night, good night. Welcome to the Champions Table on Love Bay Radio. I'm your host once again, Nigel G. Hunter, and we're back again. It's a special month. You know, it's Black History Month or African Heritage Month. But here at Love Bay Radio, we celebrate African Heritage Month 365 days and 24/7. So today is no different. We have a special guest with us today. And as you know, the Champions Table is where leaders, visionaries, and everyday heroes come to share their stories of resilience, purpose, and triumph. And we got a special guest today. We have Chef KENDRA, and she is a great, great, great chef in the city of Toronto and in the city of Brampton. And she is the visionary chef and founder of KENDRA's Cuisine. And we are so happy to have her today to spend some time with her and have an intentional conversation about her journey, and as well as talk a little bit about Black history, and as well as some of the work that she does in the community. So please join me in welcoming Miss Chef KENDRA.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me at LuvBay.
We're glad you are here. We're glad you are here today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So first question for you: how are you feeling this Wednesday evening? How are you doing?
I'm doing actually very good. I must say it's going to be a very busy weekend for me because we're getting up in Brampton to celebrate Black History Month. And so I am the chef extraordinaire for that occasion. So if you know anything about cooking, you know the behind the scenes, it's more active than that day especially. So, but I'm happy to be here with you.
Awesome. We thank you for, sacrificing your time to be with us on this episode of the Champions Table. So let me ask you this. So where did your passion for cooking and bringing people together through food come from?
Since I'm a little girl, I've always loved cooking. I always loved how cooking made people feel. There was something I felt, and I'm trying to find the words to describe it. But when I put my love into cooking and I see how people accept it and they speak about the food, it makes me want to do more. So I've always liked cooking. It's my passion, it's my hobby. And so I just took it into a business stream right now. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So let me ask you this. Did you have a grandmother that taught you to cook? Like, who taught you to cook?
Well, I will say I'm 5'4". I always bring that into my story. So, I'm a very tall woman, if you imagine my height. And so my grandma was actually a tall and very slender woman, and she used to cook. And I could never tell what she's cooking because the cook was always taller than me. So I used to take a stool and stand on to see what she was doing. Yes, I have some really great women. My actually a professional chef.
Nice.
My grandma, my paternal grandma used to cook a lot, and my maternal grandma. So I was all covered up with chefs, so I had no choice but to enjoy cooking.
That's awesome. So it is said, and I haven't tasted your food yet, but I look forward to tasting it one day. But it says your menu seamlessly blend Caribbean, African, South Asian, and international influences in each dish, and you cook it with intention, authenticity, and love. So where does the inspiration for your menus and your dishes come from?
Well, Brampton is a very diverse community, and so every time I went to different restaurants, there's something good about every community. You take the good and you leave the bad. And so I was always inspired by that, just to bring foods. And I'm like, growing up in the Caribbean and getting to know Africa and African cuisine, you realize they're the same dishes. They're seamlessly intertwined together. And so that was, for me, my passion. I wanted to do something that brings the best of both worlds together and fuse them. That's why I call myself a fusion chef.
Okay, nice. I like that word, fusion chef. All right. Yeah, good to know. So I am personally a juice man. I love juice, right? And I seen on your menu that you have KENDRA's Cuisine House juices. Tell us about that. I was really interested in that when I saw that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I it was birth. My juicing birth was birth about 4 years ago. We actually went to a fair,
Hmm.
and some people offered this to us, and I came home by accident, and I did it just to impress the kids, And they're like,
Yeah.
"Mom, your juice tastes better than the ones we bought for $15 a bottle. I mean, a 355 liter bottle." And I'm like, okay. So I started doing it. Now, I have a son and he likes lime. So in the Caribbean, I don't know, I'm not sure if you know, we squeeze lime and use some brown sugar and other things to bring it together. And so I started doing that. And he's like, Mom, you've got something. And so I just had to open up. I was forced to open up a line of juices. So we offer CMOS, we offer the plain one and the creamy. We do a lime squash, which is called liming. We do the June plum, which is called uh, we do the June plum, and we do the sorrel, and we do the ginger beer, and we do the tamarind. So these are
Okay.
our
Okay.
juice lines.
Do you have a
Yes,
personal favorite of the juices?
actually, yes, the passion
What
fruit.
what what do the kids love? What do the kids love?
My son loves the lime. My daughter
Okay.
loves the sorrel, and the other boy likes the June plum.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And so where can we find these juices before we get to the food part? Where can I get these juices from? I can order them. How do I get them?
Yeah. Yes, you can. Link me up on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, or you can call me at 647-303-5118 and order your juices, and we'll have them delivered to you.
Okay,
And
awesome.
they have no preservatives, they're 100% pure.
Okay, awesome. So for those who are watching, it's at Kendra Cuisines on Instagram, and you can definitely get your juices there. If you're a juice guy like me, or even if you're not, you can get the juices directly from her, and definitely you're gonna enjoy those. That's awesome. So as you know, this is the Champions Table on Love Bay Radio, Afro Beat, and Music Talk. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, download our app on either Apple app or Google or the Google Play Store. And please visit us, our website, and donate to us as well. And everything you donate will go to a good cause. We're constantly. Are we there still? Yes.
Yep.
All right, we're still here. All right, awesome. Awesome. Okay, awesome. All right. So I'm going to ask you something. So obviously I had to figure out who you were as a person, and I seen in 2025 you were voted the top chef of Afro Fusion Culinary Charity Challenge. So first,
Yes.
my first question is, what is the Afro Fusion Culinary Charity Challenge?
So Afrofusion Culinary Challenge that will donate. So we as head chefs or professional chefs will compete, but none of the proceeds comes to us. It goes to a charity of our choice. And so it's headed by an African gentleman. He's from Nigeria. And so he wanted to bring the Caribbean and Nigeria and Africa by extension together, because there's always a division somehow between African and Caribbean. So we're not divided. In our minds we are, but we're really not divided because so many of our cultures intertwine with each other. And so
And
he
even the
approached
food,
me,
even the
and the
food as
food.
well, right? We just call it
I'm
different
telling
names.
you,
Yeah, yeah,
that's correct. That's
yeah.
correct. And so he said to me, I'm trying to do a challenge. Would you be interested? Okay, let me think about it. And he would pursue me. He's like, no, you need to be part of it. And my kids are like, Mom, what are you thinking about? So I'm like, you know what, let me just go and be part of it. I actually was really happy that I did take part in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. So what did it mean to you? Because I saw that you won. So tell us about that moment when you won. What was the feeling? Because it seemed like you were just exuding joy, excitement, relief, all of those things. So tell us.
Well, yeah, because there's a saying that says your talent will make gifts for you. And so I cook. And I cook with
Right.
love and I cook with passion, and I'm a consistent person. People always talk about how good my food is, but because I cook it, I don't realize how, it's sad of me to say, but you kind of take for granted what you have. You don't realize the gifts you have. And when I
Right.
won, it just brought all the emotions down to me. Everything that I lived for. I used to
Right.
work in the white collar world, being a big multi-million dollar manager, right? And I gave that up to start my business. And so winning just brought it home for me, just solidified it and said, Kendra, you made the right decision. Because I'll tell you, I had sleepless nights going into that competition because I was against some really good chefs. And so I
Right.
formulated my own recipe for that, and I did a lot of things that I've never done before because I wanted to infuse the Caribbean and African together. So I had to play with ingredients that I've never done before, not by that extension. And so it was like, and so Sunday before that, I did a test run with my kids, and I did it for them, and I'm like, just eat this and tell me how it tastes. And they're like, Mom, you know what? This tastes good. So I'm like, okay. And so when I won, I was like, okay, the hard work paid off. Thank you, God. And
Right.
that was between me and God, actually, because I went on my knees when I won, because that was a secret prayer that I did with God. I said, please, you brought me this far. I know you can bring me further. So yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So two
Thank
things. I
you.
guess my first question for you is that whatever the dish, that infusion, is that something that you have now put on your menu? Is that something that's on your menu now?
We
Yeah.
I'm a little bit by special order. The reason why, so my dish consists of a mash between yam and plantain and
Mm,
a base of coconut milk. And
okay.
then we had sweet lamb chops. And so I'm very careful with
Got it.
cooking with nuts, especially for my
Right.
customers. If you specially order it, then I will do it for you. And then we
Okay.
had jerk shrimp with that. And then we had a glaze made out of sorrel juice. So I brought the sorrel. So I brought the whole Caribbean and Africa on a plate for people
Nice.
to enjoy. Yes.
Nice. That sounds real good. That sounds real good. So tell us about this transition into your own business. What led to that transition?
You cut off a little bit, so I didn't really hear you.
So you were in the business world, and then you said you left the business world and started your own business. So what led to that transition, and how did that happen?
Because of how the environment was after COVID. Well, actually, my business was birthed during COVID.
Right.
I always tell people that joke. I have a girlfriend, and so I used to send her pictures of every time I cooked, and she'd be like, "Stop sending me your pictures of own business." And I'm like,
Nice.
"What is she saying to me?" You know. And I said, "Okay." I was scared to take that jump because with doing a business, I mean, working in the business world, every week or every 2 weeks you get a paycheck. Going into your own, you're not sure. You're not sure how the population is going to accept you. Are they going to want your food? Are they going to buy into it? So it was really scary. But I'm like, you know what? My son, there's a son of mine, and my sons and my daughter says, "Mom, if you don't try, you will never know." And that was a dream
Mm,
I had over 30 years ago,
yeah.
and I tried to raise my kids. So now it's my time. It's my time to give, and I don't want to die with my purpose. You know, I want to make sure that the world enjoys and experience my purpose.
Yeah. And that's
Yes.
definitely what we're doing right now. So yeah, we thank you for, taking that leap of faith,
Thank you.
and opening up your business to the world and your cuisines and menus to the world. That's awesome. So
Thank
what words of wisdom would you share to any upcoming culinary chef or entrepreneur entering the food industry?
Well, I will say
Yeah.
kudos to you for starting off, and don't get carried away in the hype. I remember when I
Mm,
started my business, it was always about, I mean, I make a mean jerk chicken. So if you want to have a fall off the bone jerk chicken, I will tell you right now, like, yeah. And rice and peas. Oh. So, every restaurant, every restaurant I would go to, jerk chicken, rice and peas, white rice, curried goat. We are not boring people. We are exciting people. And so our plates and our palettes need to represent that. And that for me is what I wanted to bring to the table. I want you to eat with your eyes first and then taste the food and have that experience, because that was what I wanted to change over. And that is what I'm bringing to the table every time I cater, whether it be for 600, 800, or 20 people, 5 people. That's the experience I want everybody to have.
I like that. That what you just say, eat with your eyes first. Yes. So before they taste it, they see the meal and they're already like, this is gonna be good.
That's correct.
Yeah, yeah,
And the
yeah. I
taste
like that. I
and
like
the taste doesn't disappoint. It's
yeah.
consistently good.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So it looks good and tastes good.
It has to be.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. That's great. Awesome, awesome. So let's hear a little bit about so I know outside of I know you're a head chef, but outside of that
Yes.
you do a lot of community work as well, right? So tell us a little bit about that. Like what is the community work that you are passionate about and what do you do in community of Brampton and the rest of Toronto GTA?
Well, I do volunteer a lot with the BEU department of the city of Brampton. That's
Okay.
the Black Entrepreneur Unit. And
Yeah, yeah.
also that so because of that volunteering, I meet a lot of newcomers that come to Canada and they don't know where to get an apartment. They don't know how to navigate the system. Not only that, a lot of them have come to me and say, you know what, we gave somebody money and when it's time to move in, then we don't have the apartment anymore. And I remember myself when I came to Canada many, many, many moons ago. I'm not going to tell you how many moons ago was that, but when you don't have that background, when you don't have that person to stand up and liaison for you and to speak on your behalf, going into an office sometimes feels intimidating. So what I do, I work with clients one on one. I don't get for it, but it's something that I do, and I help them get situated into homes that they could be comfortable with. I build that relationship with the landlord and the clients that they become almost like family, you know, and so that gives a lot of joy because being a single parent, I know what it felt like not having a home of your own. Having a home sometimes that you establish and then you're asked to leave. Well, I need my home. I need to sell my home, you know. So I want my sisters and my brothers to feel comfortable coming into Canada and know that this is home. This is what we call home. And extending my hands in the way that I can to make sure that they're comfortable. It means jumping in my car, taking them to see an apartment. That's what I do.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. So
Thank
we definitely salute you for the work that you do, and definitely we give another salute to the Black Empowerment Unit. I know they're doing some great work in Brampton, and we salute them as well. We definitely see some of the great work they're doing, but also things that can be emulated in other parts of the community and in the GTA. So definitely kudos to the Black Empowerment Movement. Yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome. So you're also a host, I hear, a host of a culinary program on BCC TV. Is that correct?
That's correct. You've really
All
done your
right.
homework, I must say. I
I
do.
got
I
to, I
do.
got to, you know?
Yes. Yes. I am a
Yeah,
host
so tell
of.
us about that. Yeah, tell us about that.
So I was approached by the producer of the station, and they're like, Kendra, we really see the passion in you. We love the way you cook. Can you come on board and show us how to do very minimalist meals, but exquisite meals? So I'm one of the people that will take $30 and feed for a family of four. So I show
Hold on,
people
you
how to
said
shred.
$30 and
Oh
feed
yeah,
a family of four
oh yeah, oh yeah.
in this
I
economy. Wow,
oh
that's amazing. I need
thank
to
you.
start watching your show. If that's what you're doing on your show, I need to watch that show.
That's correct. So it's not. Some people think, oh, I have to buy the $30 steak. No,
Right.
there are different cuts of meat that you can have, and you will experience a steak like dinner for. Let me put it that way. You'll taste champagne on a water budget.
Taste champagne on a water budget. I love that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's do. So that's how we cook. We teach people how to cook. And then
Yeah.
at the end of the cooking experiment, we have people come in and sit at the table and have and eat the food and then judge me on that to see how I cooked. And I must say there are people that I've never met. They come in for the first time, they taste my food, and then the result speaks for themselves.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
do you, outside of this, do you have like cooking classes that you actually teach others how to cook? Is that something that you plan to do or you're doing now?
I am doing it. There
Yeah.
are a few organizations out of well, one of them I will say is Rest. They're established in Brampton, and there are other organizations that I've done. I go in and I teach, especially young people, how to cook and how to put a meal together, how to plate it. And it's a very good experience because a lot of the youth are looking for direction. They don't understand what it is to cook a meal anymore. They know what it is to order fast food and eat it, but is that really
Right.
healthy for us, right? So we need that balance. Yes, they can have the fast food, but they need that balance of remembering home cooked meals. And a lot of the kids I work with are kids that don't have parents. They're
Mhm.
by themselves. So having that they cook with me and they see the results and they eat it and they enjoy it, it gives them the reassurance that they can go home and do that for themselves. So that is what
Yeah,
we
that
do.
definitely, encourages their own personal self-confidence.
That's
Cooking
right.
is a life skill for sure. Cooking is a life skill. So them having the opportunity to actually know how to cook good meals builds confidence and also allows them to really, save their money and really budget and do things properly. So that's amazing. And you do that with what's the group called?
I do it with Rest, and there are other organizations that I do too.
Yeah.
So Rest is based out of Brampton. I think they help the young kids that have really they're looking for direction. So that's what Rest is about, and I will say close to Rest for that because they're doing an extremely good job here in Brampton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So folks who are traveling to Brampton, where do they find your restaurant? Where are you located? Like where can we like how does it work? Tell us.
Well, we're exclusively a catering company. We're trying to
Exclusively
establish
catering.
our
Okay.
rest. Yes, we're
Okay.
establishing our restaurant. It hasn't come in yet. We're
Yeah.
working on that. But I do work out of a ghost kitchen, and so if you order,
Yeah.
we be rest assured that you're getting the best. And we can come to
Okay.
your house and do private catering too, chefing. So if you're having a party or you're having barbecue, we can come in and organize and make sure that your guests are fed.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So catering, private chef. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Cooking
ChefKendra.com,
classes.
guys. All right. So those of you in the GTA and surrounding areas, Chef Kendra and the Chef Kendra cuisine team will definitely be there to support you in making sure that you have an amazing and your guests have an amazing experience, culinary experience, and as well as a great experience. That's awesome. That is awesome to hear. All right. So are there any upcoming things that we could go to where you're already catering, where we can kind of, taste your meals and also, yeah. Is there anything happening or upcoming that you could tell us about?
Well, actually, on February 7th at the
Hmm.
Rose Theatre in Brampton, One Theatre Lane, we're having our Black History Month celebration, and everybody's welcome. Come on. I'm
Yeah.
actually the chef for that event,
Yeah.
and we're going to give you a wonderful meal and a lot of how should I say it? Different guests are going to be there. Dr. Irvin Andre is going to be the guest speaker there. Mayor Patrick Brown is going to be in attendance. So it's a lot of good people. Gwen is going to be there. A lot of people from the city of Brampton are going to be there. So it's a well attended and looking forward to experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's February the 7th, right? So that's
Seventh,
that's this week.
yes.
That's this weekend.
That's
That's this
correct.
weekend. Yeah, that's this
It
weekend.
starts
All
at
right.
5. Yeah,
It
it
starts
starts
at
at
5
5.
p.m.
Yeah, 5 to 9. I know they're doing the flag raising from 5 to 6, and then dinner is served from 6 to 7. And then from 7 to 9, they're going to be in the theater where they have all the performances and yes, all the speeches and stuff. We're going to have a lot of vendors in the atrium displaying their artifacts of Africa and whatever it is. Roots is going to be there too. So there's going to be a lot of good people there. It's a good show to come to.
That's good. That's good. Let's go back to something that you were talking about in particular. We were talking about, we have Africa and then we have the Caribbean, and sometimes, people separate the two. But you're saying based on,
Yes.
the meals you make and other things, you see the similarities within these countries. Like, for example, I think plantain, we all call it something different in the different regions, but we all use plantain, like in the Caribbean, in Africa. So let's have a conversation about that. What are some other things that you found that are consistent in the Caribbean community and are consistent in the African community?
For instance, and jollof.
Yeah.
The Nigerians and the Ghanaians, they do it a different way. But we have a base of jollof. It's not exactly jollof, but pilau, it's almost like a jollof because it's a one-pot rice dish that is a full meal by itself, right? So that is even the escovitch fish that we do. I know Jamaicans do a lot of escovitch fish. We in Dominica do a stewed fish. In Africa, they do a peppered fish or they do a red stewed fish, So it's all, I remember my grandma used to have a big pot and she used to have a long stick pounding breadfruit in there. And the breadfruit will become very sticky and would eat it with the fish. That's exactly what they call fufu in Nigeria and Ghana. We just call it a different name in Dominica. We call it tonto. Now in Barbados, they do the same thing, except they don't pound it, but it's called the fungi. In Antigua, they do fungi and flying. In Barbados, they do fungi and flying fish. In Antigua, they do food. I'm not sure what they eat it with, but that's how it just comes together. We do, okay, just an example. Your festivals are sweet, right? When we fry it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Nigeria, they do a round festival that's called puff puff.
Puff puff, yeah.
Ghana, yes. In Ghana, they do the same kind of thing. They call it bo fruit.
Yeah, and I think it's called puff puff in Congo too. Congolese call it puff puff as well. Yeah.
That's correct. So we all do the thing, but we put our little differences to it, but the base of it is the same. So when I look at we drink sorrel juice, it's a Caribbean Christmas special. In Nigeria, they drink it and they call it zobo. So we're all intermingled. It's all the same cuisines. It's just how
we are the same people. We are the same people.
We are. We love to dance. Africans like to dance. We love to party. They love to party. We were stripped away from that. And so for me, my food is a way to bring this back together. Let's just bring it back together. Yes.
Yeah. And I think it brings on that point. And what I'm hearing you say is almost like I've heard the statement where it says that slavery is not a part of our history. It interrupted our history, right? So it's an interruption of our history, and that colonization and all those things were interruptions to our history. But the food and our culture shows this connection that cannot be really destroyed, right? Even in what we eat and even in how we act and all those things show that connection cannot be broken, because it's shown in our, even though we may call ourselves Caribbean and African, our foods are so similar, and the things that we do are so similar, shows that connection that cannot be really broken. So I'm glad that you shared that with us, So regardless of where you are from, folks, whether the Caribbean, Africa, we are one people, Jamaica says out of many one people, but we are definitely, from the African diaspora, if you want to call it that, those who are from the continent, and also those who have ended up in different places but are still from the continent. Yeah. So yeah.
May I just add something? While you were speaking, it just came to my mind. When I did history in school, so one of the things that the slaves wouldn't do, the ones in the Caribbean, we never worked on a Sunday. We had to go to church. It was really important for us to have family, sit at the table. and we all eat a big meal. Well, if you look at it silently, we don't even recognize it. But in Africa, in the Caribbean, even in Canada, we as a one person, one people don't work on a Sunday. That is very, very, very personal for us. We want to go to church. We want to sit down and have a big meal. We want to enjoy the family. So we don't speak about our similarities, but they exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You can't get around them. They're so intertwined in who we are as people, right? So yeah,
That's
yeah.
correct.
I can't wait to get my next passport for somewhere in the African continent, I'm looking forward to that,
Yes.
definitely to making that connection. So who are some of your, I guess as a head chef, who are some of the chefs that you admire and that yeah, who comes to mind for you?
When I hear of a chef, Gordon Ramsay, right off.
Okay. Okay.
Um, when I was growing up, I had my mom. She's my inspiration. My
Right.
mom would take anything and turn it into a three-course meal. Anything you give
Yeah.
her, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, One of my sisters, she's amazing at pastries, and I just recognize my local heroes. I remember growing up as a child, there was a place we used to go and buy cakes and roti, and I always challenged myself, how can I make this? I would taste it, go home and make it, replicate it. And so for me, that just brought chefing to me. But I would love to cook with Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And one of my personal favorites that I would like to cook for would be Drake.
Really? Eh? Okay, we putting that. This is remember, this is a global thing we're talking right now. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Drake, you hear it
Yes.
loud and clear.
French
You have a
me.
new personal chef right here. You know, holla at your girl. Call
Hmm.
call on Chef Kendra. She's ready to make you a
That's
meal.
correct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's,
At the embassy, right? At the embassy.
yeah. Or he could
Yeah,
come. He can pull up at my crib.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Either or. Yeah, yeah. That
Do
would
you know
be
I cooked
awesome.
for? Sorry, I cooked for Charlie Black when he was in Canada. I actually,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, I cooked him a meal, and he really appreciated it.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right. Right. So you're also a celebrity chef as well.
I
Yeah,
am.
yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome. You are doing some really amazing things, and we're so thankful for you to join us today on the Champions Table. I know we got more in store for Chef Kendra and your cuisine and your what you're doing in the community. We are really thankful for the trailblazing and the opportunities that you are providing to newcomers coming to Canada as well. So it's really a privilege for us to have you here today. And we're so thankful for you, stopping by and spending some time with us within your busy schedule, still stopping by the Champions Table and giving us this time today. And for those of you who are joining us today, we are speaking with Kendra, Miss Chef Kendra from Kendra Cuisines. And look her up. Look her up. Find her on Instagram and definitely support her business. And she will support yours and make your experience or your event 10 times better. Let me ask you this: do you do weddings? You do
Oh, I
weddings as well?
oh I do.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah, yeah.
Funerals,
Okay.
weddings, graduations, you name it, and we do it.
Yeah, yeah. So any of the catering, you can definitely meet that need.
Oh yes, and so I just want
Yeah.
to say it doesn't have to be. Could be appetizers. You just want to have something light, but too. So whatever
Okay.
it is, once it comes from the pot, we do it.
Okay. Awesome. Anything food related. Food related.
That's
People
yes,
and food
yes,
related. You can do it. Yeah.
correct.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are here once again. Yes, this is the Champions Table, and we are so happy for everyone being here today and us speaking with Chef Kendra today. Any final words that you want to share with the community while we're here? Um,
I just yeah.
give it a
I
second. Give it a
just
second.
want
I think you're back. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to all my repeated customers. You guys are amazing. I love you guys, and you know how I am with my food, you know. And to my family and my loved ones, I just want to say thank you for the encouragement. Thank you to the city of Brampton for giving me that platform in which I can grow. They've really opened arms and welcomed me like I'm part of the family. So I just want to say I am home here. And thank you to Love Bay for giving me the opportunity to share my passion with your audience. It's really an amazing experience. I want to say thank you. And please don't hesitate. Call Kendra's Cuisine at 647 303 5118. Look us up on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. And we will make sure that you will have memorable bites. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, and as we say every episode, you know, men taught, women taught, but the truth can't lie, and the truth will set you free. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining me on the Champions Table. And remember, champions are not born, they are built through courage, consistency, and community. Stay inspired, stay focused, keep showing up for the goodness and greatness that God has put inside each of us. And then until next time, well, take your seat at the table and keep championing your journey. This is Nigel Hunter with Chef Kendra today on the Champions Table. Be blessed. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Thank you.